Hello friends, welcome to another episode of the Word Cloud Tarot Show. Today is the 23rd of November 2020 and I thought this evening we would do a reading on whether or not there will be a Brexit deal, because I think there's a good chance by this time next week we'll actually know. Time is running out, you see. We'll be doing a tarot reading based on the deck I designed. The meanings of all the cards are written onto the cards themselves in English, along with little pictures of aliens, so that you can transparently and easily see what the meanings of the cards are. These are the easiest set of tarot cards to use in the whole world. Today we're going to use them to do a tarot reading about Brexit Deal. Now, of course, Boris Johnson was elected as Prime Minister of the UK specifically to get Brexit done. That was his top three-word catchphrase for the whole of the election period. He would be hiding in fridges, shouting, "Let's get Brexit done," out to the reporters outside who were trying to ask him questions that he wouldn't answer because he wanted to get Brexit done so badly. He had an oven-ready deal, he would say. Well, since then, we have, of course, withdrawn from the European Union, and the negotiations for a trade deal have begun, and they rapidly fell into difficulty. The main issues are fishing and the right to subsidise industry, so it seems quite odd from a Conservative Prime Minister that he would care so much about the right to subsidise his industry and pick the winners. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a 5-card cross reading in which we will have cards for the past and the present and hidden influences and external influences and the final outcome. Let us begin with the first card describing the past of the Brexit issue. Now, the past here is the Three of Trumps. The Three of Trumps is known as the Empress. You see her there with a little crown on her head. Now, the card represents aspects of wealth and beauty and creativity. It's a card that represents potential and a parenting nature. It represents glamour and elegance and originality. This perhaps describes the European Union, our membership of it, the UK's membership of it before. But we'll see what the other cards mean. We could still change at any moment. We'll start with hidden influences. Hidden influences on the Brexit deal include the 12th Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles even. The Knight of Pentacles represents things like change and introversion and things like apprenticeships and courage and occultism, glamour. What might this represent, do we think, in a hidden influence? The 12 of Pentacles is usually a person. The royal cards are usually referring to people. They're not always. So in this circumstance, some workaholic person, perhaps, or someone who's thorough and able. Could this be Dom Cummings? A workaholic who's willing and able? Let's see what the other cards say and see if that turns out to seem likely. We'll go with what the external influences on the Brexit deal have been. And that is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is known as change, and we can see a little butterfly there on the front of the card representing change. Of course, change is what all of the Brexit voters were hoping for. They were hoping to escape from the Brexit itself and to change their circumstances, to leave the EU and to become more sovereign, in more control of their own destiny, perhaps. This card represents management, so perhaps the management of the whole situation has been an external influence. We'll look at the next card, which represents the present. And that card is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands represents strife. That represents things like competition, of course, and upheaval. Contest being fought hard. I think that the present moment, we could say, is indeed full of strife for both the EU and for the UK. Our final card represents the outcome and whether or not we will get a Brexit deal, perhaps, or what type of deal it will be. This card is the 11th of Trump's Justice. Justice is a card about accountability and dignity and humanity and courts. Will it be a court that makes the final decision on a Brexit deal? It's difficult to say. Let's ponder the cards for a moment and see if a summary occurs to us. Yes. Well, we can see here that the past of the relationship between the UK and the EU was one of mutual wealth. Involved the nurturing of diversity, encouraging inventiveness and success. But the Brexit masses wanted change. They felt out of control. They felt as though their destiny was being taken over by the Empress instead of them holding it themselves. So they sought a change. Now a hidden influence on this. I think this probably is Dom Cummings himself. He's the Knight of Pentacles. He's an introverted workaholic. He works for industry. He's tenacious. He's motivated by finance and by rationality. And the influence of Dom here and of the Brexit masses, they caused strife for the Union, concerns and conflict and a contest to decide a new deal. Now the outcome of this deal, represented by justice, note the word agreement here in big letters. So I think that we can say, for the sake of decency, for the sake of civility and democracy, for the sake of strength and for the sake of governance, agreement will be made. As I say, possibly this week. And a deal will be done. Perhaps we should have had an extra card to say how good a deal, but we didn't. We will find that it's a just deal, perhaps, and that's all that's important. If you wanted to do that reading for yourself, you could get a pack of these cards from wordcloudtarot.com. As I say, not only do they have beautiful pictures of, for instance, here, the little change butterfly, they've also got the meanings of the cards written on them, making them the easiest pack to use in the whole of the tarot. Thanks for listening to this show. I'll see you again next week with another reading, and maybe by then we'll even have a just Brexit deal.